You are now standing by the River Deben. The River Deben flows from Debenham all the way to the North Sea and is approximately 40 kilometres in length, 20 kilometres of which is tidal estuary between Broomswell and Felixstowe Ferry. Suffolk County Council Archaeological Service have conducted geoarchaeological surveys in this river valley as part of the Rendlesham Revealed project funded by the National Lottery Heritage Fund. The aim of these surveys was to investigate the environment and the course of the river through history, and also whether the river was navigable by ship from the North Sea up to the royal settlement at Rendlesham during the Anglo-Saxon period. The surveys were performed by a team of volunteers from the local community, led by Professor Charlie French and Dr. Sean Taylor from the University of Cambridge. The volunteers took 67 soil samples using a hand auger along 10 transects across the river valley to the east of the Anglo-Saxon settlement. 4 deeper samples were then collected with a mechanical auger to extract a full soil sequence. The results showed that there were at least 3 paleochannels, or old river channels, with a single major paleochannel found in the centre of the floodplain that splits into 2 main channels. These were between 2.5 and 3.6 metres deep. Radiocarbon dating reveals that the channel was open from the Mesolithic to the early Roman periods, at which point it began to silt up. So by the 5th century, during the Anglo-Saxon period, the River Deben was shallow and would not have been navigable by large vessels this far up the river. In fact, a ship could probably only get as far as the head of the estuary, 4 kilometres downstream, and from here visitors would have had to approach the settlement on foot or horseback. This is not particularly surprising and is seen at other royal settlement sites discovered in England, like the ones in Northumbria and the Thames Valley. It is possible that such settlements were located away from rivers that were navigable for security reasons. It is, however, perhaps possible that smaller vessels such as canoes or flat-bottom barges may have been able to navigate the river carrying goods and supplies. As well as radiocarbon dating, the team also analysed the pollen remains from the deeper soil samples to learn more about the environment in the past. In the river valley, the vegetation was mainly wet grass and sedge habitat, along with willow on the drier fringes. The habitat became wetter over time and developed aldercar on the margins. The soil became more acidic through time, and this was likely due to soil erosion from the higher ground into the river valley, and this promoted species such as bog moss. There is evidence of lime, ash and beech trees growing quite close to the river channel, and in the wider area deciduous woodland with species such as oak and hazel. The valley landscape is more wooded today than in the past, as there was increasingly more land clearance with the intensification of agriculture, cultivating wheat, barley and oats. Eventually the valley floodplain and the river developed into its present form as a canal, with willow plantation and grassland meadows, all a result of human intervention to make the land more productive and less wet by modifying the river and drainage. This geoarchaeological investigation has greatly improved our understanding of the environment through time, and especially at the time when the Anglo-Saxon settlement was in use, in the 5th to 8th centuries, answering some key questions relating to how people used and accessed the landscape in the context of this internationally significant royal site.